Hello guys, back again with the Al Rasta channel. And this time, as always, we will be back to talk about the best Donghua series, and of course, it is SwallowedStar. In the previous episode, we saw Luo Feng and his team looting for cosmic crystals, and they managed to get a sizable amount thanks to the help of Babata, who acted as their guide. There was also a bit of conflict between two strongmen from the Imperial Martial Arts Organization and the Three Axes Mountain Organization. But before the fight between the two actually happened, Ming Yu came up with a solution, and in the end, the 5 major organizations agreed to follow his proposal. Each organization will field hundreds of 9th-level, star-level fighters who will enter the world of thunder. And by doing so, they would not violate the rules set by the Cosmic Mercenary Alliance regarding the level limit of warriors allowed to enter the world of thunder. Then, what actions would Luo Feng and his team take if they were faced with a total of 2 million fighters that would appear in the world within the world? To find out without lingering, we will go straight into the storyline. When Luo Feng and his team's situation was at a disadvantage considering they didn't belong to any organization, Ming Yu had a meeting with Luo Feng. Here, Ming Yu asked him to immediately go to the core area of the world within the world before the 2 million warriors reached that place. And in order to ensure that Luo Feng and his team were not disturbed by the other party, Ming Yu would put Luo Feng under the temporary auspices of the Three Axes Mountain Organization. If Luo Feng accepted the offer, then of course the safety rate of Luo Feng and his team would go up because he was under the auspices of one of the big organizations. However, there was a condition where Luo Feng had to share the precious treasures found in the core of the world with Ming Yu if he obtained them. It was a good offer considering Luo Feng's current situation. When he left the virtual room, Luo Feng finally agreed to the offer made by Ming Yu, because for now they were in an unfavorable condition. Even Luo Feng's joining the Northern Dragon City organization hosted by Gaia was still undecided, which was why he had no other choice but to accept Ming Yu's offer. For the decision chosen by Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder, God agreed. Indeed, the great treasures stored in this world were very valuable, but as representatives of the Earth, they could not lose their lives in this place, which would cause the strength of the Earth to become very weak. After a bit of discussion, they all finally set off towards the core area of the world within the world, starting to move without the slightest relaxation of vigilance. Of course, even though they were already under the auspices of the Three Axes Mountain Organization, they must not let their guard down. After all, with the presence of 2 million warriors entering the world, the risk of a big battle would certainly be higher. Each of the organizations would need the most valuable treasure there. Halfway to the core area, Babata gave a report that there was another warrior targeting Luo Feng and his team. Here, the enemy tried to ambush from 3 directions. Obviously, the enemy had made preparations for the ambush. And since there were far more enemies, there was no other choice for Luo Feng's team but to speed up the pace of their movement so that they could escape the enemy's pursuit. In the midst of their escape, Luo Feng found a good hiding location to eliminate their presence from the enemy. And as it turned out, the ambush from 3 directions targeting Luo Feng's team was led by Qiu Yu. This time, he brought dozens of people from the White Tiger Tower organization. Although he had lost track of Luo Feng at this time, he would never stop his actions, intending to take revenge. He felt very confident that he could find Luo Feng's team, which was still in this area of the world. After Qiu Yu and his members walked away, Luo Feng's team was able to escape the crisis situation that had come upon them. As the Thunder God recalled, during their time in the world of Thunder, their team had gone through 21 ambushes and assassination attempts. Although not all of them are shown in the movie. In fact, that's how many problems they have gone through. Not long after, not far away, Tianan could see that they were now almost at the core area. Not lingering for long, everyone continued their journey. When arriving at the destination, the Thunder God could see that there were already a lot of people from the 5 major organizations, and there was a castle that was strongly believed to contain a precious treasure that would soon become a bone of contention for many parties. Along with that, Luo Feng also received a recruitment invitation message from Northern Dragon City. The content of the message contained that the Northern Dragon City organization was well aware that their side would not be able to defeat the Black Dragon Mountain Imperial Martial Organization if they managed to obtain the treasure stored inside the castle. That is why Northern Dragon City is conducting massive recruitment for every warrior who is still not under the auspices of any organization in order to increase their combat power. Recruitment like this was also carried out by other organizations, but it was very strange because out of all the organizations, only 3 Axe Mountain was not doing this kind of massive recruitment. That became a big question for Luo Feng and his team. It wasn't long before Luo Feng received a call from Gaia. This woman immediately rushed to contact Luo Feng after finishing her business with the organization. Luo Feng here asked. When his team arrived there, they had already gotten recruitment messages from all organizations except the 3 Axe Mountain organization. That's what made him feel very curious. Gaia then explained that the 3 Axe Mountain organization rarely accepted new members. This was also the reason why there were so few fighters from the organization who participated in the assessment test. Even the number of fighters sent from outside was at most only around 200,000 people. Such a number was still not enough to be able to provide adequate strength in the current dangerous situation. Feeling reluctant, Luo Feng also revealed that he chose to become a temporary member of the 3 Axes Mountain because he was previously unsure whether the Northern Dragon City would accept his team or not. So Luo Feng chose to join the 3 Axes Mountain first. It didn't matter, according to Gaia, because even though he was already under the auspices of an organization, Luo Feng could still join and become a temporary member of Northern Dragon City. And it was actually very good, because Luo Feng and his team would have the protection of 2 large organizations. So the number of chances to survive for them would increase as well. While ending the call, Gaia asked Luo Feng to go towards the base of the Northern Dragon City to have a meeting. When he arrived at the base of the Northern Dragon City, Luo Feng met Gaia again. Here, the woman explained that the world of thunder was created by a warrior named Kabu, and he had died about tens of thousands of years ago. This figure, named Kabu, is known to have hidden a large amount of treasure in the castle before his death. Although all organizations are aware of this, there is still no movement being made by them. It seemed that they were trying to hold back and move when the other party started first. This time, Luo Feng and the team were included in the Northern Dragon City's group number 18. And when Babata looked at the members within the organization, he found a human race like Luo Feng, but not exactly the same. Babata explained that the human race itself was a huge life form in the universe. The human race had evolved in its own way over billions of years ago. For an easier explanation, Babata has classified the evolutionary system of humans in the universe. Among them are those who are usually born with noble blood, like Ji Qing or the deified superhuman race. Human races like them can quickly improve just by utilizing cosmic energy alone. Furthermore, there is an evolution of the human race called the Department of Biochemistry. They use an advanced biotechnology system by integrating mechanical technology into the body to increase strength, such as Gaia. Then there are also those who fuse with beast monsters in order to get the power of the monster. They are referred to as animalization genes. And the last is the human race, which mutates naturally because of the mutant genes contained in each of them, and they are called mutant humans. Members of the Northern Dragon City organization themselves mostly evolve by utilizing technology to gain strength. And soon, the ninth princess appeared, who came so arrogantly, and without being afraid, immediately stated that all the treasures contained there belonged to her organization, and for anyone who dares to take it, they will die. Of course, none of the other organizations were allowed to approach the Blue Castle area if they did not want to accept the consequences just mentioned by the princess. Clearly, the sentence delivered by the princess was an open challenge to other organizations. This made Luo Feng feel very astonished. Where exactly did the woman's confidence come from? If the other organizations combined forces, it was clear that the princess had lost a lot. Not accepting the Princess Lord's statement, one of the members from the Northern Dragon City opposed the decision. But in a matter of seconds, the warrior was immediately killed by a laser shot attack with such strong pressure. And of course, this was the reason why the princess was so bold as to declare an open challenge to other organizations, because its members now carry several C2 level laser weapons. These weapons are able to finish off a warrior who has reached the second level of the universe. And of course, as fighters who are only at the star level, all of them who are there will not be able to handle the imperial military when they hold these destructive weapons. Just one weapon was already difficult, and here the princess had a C2 level weapon of 9. Of course, she could easily commit mass murder if she wanted to. Knowing how much power the Imperial Martial Organization possessed, all the warriors from other organizations were left speechless as the princess and the weapon wielders moved towards the Blue Castle. None of them dared to stop her. And when they were right in front of the gate, the princess sent 2 of her members to open the gate. But suddenly, who would have thought that a mysterious force would emerge from inside the gate like a whip that flung 2 of the princess's soldiers and killed them, with their bodies disappearing into dust and merging with the air. At the same time, from the direction of the castle, there was also a terrifying voice that would not allow challengers to enter the castle before getting permission from him. When the figure showed itself, in fact, the voice came from a figure with a giant body size, which was bigger than the Blue Castle that resembled an old man with a large body. The princess here asked who exactly this giant figure was, and from here, it is found that he is a form of artificial intelligence created by Master Kabu, the owner of this thunder world, and he is tasked with guarding the Blue Castle called Tanwu. Babata looked very familiar when she saw a form of intelligence that seemed to be similar to him. Openly here, Tanwu tells him that his master has a lot of treasures. He even showed a list of the treasures contained in the castle. The number itself is 68 types of treasures. In total, there are 312 pieces. Among the list of treasures that the princess showed, she focused on the number 1 treasure, which was a crystal ball storage set that was said to hold the secret laws of outer space. This treasure can be obtained by exchanging 1,000 natural ores. Tanwu explained that nature ore is a unique type of orb found in the world. The more the warriors can get the ore, the more they can exchange a lot of treasure there. And since the production of the natural ore was relatively limited, Tanwu would make it a little easier for challengers to find it faster. He showed a map of the places that were most likely to produce nature's ore. There were 26 locations that were likely to produce the ore. It didn't matter what method the challengers used to obtain it. Most importantly, as long as they could have enough ore to exchange, then the desired treasure would be theirs. Exchanging treasures for ores is also the only way that can be used. There is no other way than that. According to Hong, the method determined by Tanwu would bring great chaos. The law of the jungle would soon be there. where the strong would prey on the weak just for the sake of obtaining a limited amount of natural ores. The provisions set by Tanwu also made it impossible for the princess to acquire ownership of all the treasures in the Blue Castle. That's why she complained to the grandfather. And here, the grandfather didn't care what the ninth princess would do. Anyway, she must be able to get the crystal ball that is the grandfather's target. Because when the old man made a breakthrough after studying the method contained in the ball, the grandfather promised to give full support to the princess and help her to occupy the imperial throne by defeating the princess's brothers. And in an effort to get as much ore as possible, the princess realized that she could not occupy the entire territory with her current number of troops. Intending to divide the troops into sections, Guishi, who wielded the weapon of destruction, would take 300 men. Dividing the team into 10 and heading towards the eastern area, which was believed to be the place where the largest and most abundant natural ore was located, and if they came across people from other organizations, they could kill them. Just like the members of the imperial military, all the members of large organizations who did not want to be outdone also sent hundreds of their members to the targeted place. Meanwhile, Luo Feng, who was now at the base of Northern Dragon City, said that he was interested in a treasure that was previously on the list. And that was a weapon at the D6 level. It was a destructive weapon capable of finishing off a 6th level Domain Lord level warrior with ease. That weapon was enough to destroy Nolan Shan, who was at the 9th level of the universe. Babata suddenly interjected. Why would Luo Feng even plan to finish off Nolan Shan by using a weapon that could be obtained for a small fee? It was not without reason, because earlier in the journey, Babata had detected 2 locations that stored natural ores. Babata had ignored them at the time, as the ores were not considered very important, and if she totaled it from those 2 locations, the amount of boundary ore that could be obtained was enough for them to be able to exchange it for the Fruit of Life. The Fruit of Life had extremely pure life energy, and Luo Feng's body wouldn't have been able to take it, but not rubbed Cloud Rattan. After consuming the Fruit of Life, the vines could rapidly evolve to the level of the universe. Then they could use the rubbed Cloud Rattan to mine even more ore. And then buy any treasure randomly and sell it after exiting the Thunder World. The money obtained from the sale of treasures will definitely be very valuable. It is more than enough to be able to buy weapons to annihilate Nolan Shan. The rest could also be saved for investment. And then, they all set out to search for the natural ore. In order to collect the nature ore, Luo Feng and his team intended to break out of the ranks of the Northern Dragon City organization, moving separately to a place where there were no other forces that would complicate the procession of collecting the ore. Elsewhere, Ming Yu, who was now monitoring with Jiang Tianchen, discovered that the Imperial Martial Organization was moving towards the East Zone area, while Northern Dragon City and White Tiger Tower occupied the northwest and southwest. On the other hand, the auxiliary troops of the Three Axes Mountain Organization are now close to entering the border gate of the world within the world. And Jiang Tianchen, here, asked Ming Yu to always keep an eye on the movements made by the imperial military. On the other hand, Tanwu, who had been living in that world for tens of millions of years, was very excited. Because finally, the world within this world will be a very lively place. 2 million incoming warriors will definitely make the atmosphere even more tense. And will Luo Feng and his team feel like collecting ore to get treasures and selling it to get a lot of money? Just see the continuation next week. Because SwallowedStar, this episode must end, guys. Okay, thank you to those of you who watched until the end. And don't forget to support our channel with likes, comments, and subscriptions. Final word from me. Bye.